All right, welcome back to the Morse Code Podcast, episode 149, I think.
Yep.
Nice. Excuse me, Dan Morris, Soapy Pre-App are the people you're hearing right now. We're looking at. Sorry, I'm just trying to type something in real quick.
Getting close to that big number, that 156 that we've been talking about for a while.
Yeah, what's the significance with that? Anything?
No.
Okay. Okay. Brought to you by our friends at Cold River Vodka. At Cold River Vodka on Instagram, Twitter, www.coldrivervodka.com. Check them out. Buy local, I guess, depending where you live. And thanks to them once again. And once more again. Oh, hold on. Losing my stuff here. Where'd you want to begin? I know it's holiday time. Got some football, some basketball, some other funny stuff. I'll kick it over to you, buddy. Where do you want to begin?
Okay. Let's start with.
It's about time you start stepping up. You take the lead on this one.
Yeah, I did want to go into 2022 with a little more assertiveness. So let's do. Let's do the.
Not off to a good start. Oh God. I tweeted earlier as a joke, like, hey, I think I'm just gonna pull up Shams's like Twitter over the weekend and read through it. I actually might. Like, it's literally nothing but like Joe Smith signed a 10-day contract with like whoever. Celtics Sixers tonight. I don't know who's playing. Celtics are interesting because they're like 50-50, like half COVID, half just regular old injuries.
Yeah.
I think Antoine Walker is playing tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I heard Tony Delk was warming up, and
yep, Tony Battie and Eric Williams were throwing alley-oops to each other before the game.
Yeah, Vitaly Potapenko was doing the Steph Curry drills before the game.
Shooting from like the tunnel before the game. Oh man. Damn, Shams has one. Who do you think has more followers, Shams or Woj? Shams has 1.4. The Woj daddy has
I feel like
5.
He's got to be
It's
Woj.
not even close. Yeah, he's gotten it by a cool 4.5 mil.
Damn.
I also forgot the Browns and the Raiders. Speaking of COVID protocols, they're literally playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Nick.
I think that's Rich Gannon versus Tim Couch.
Fucking no shit. Johnny Manziel versus Jamarcus Russell. I don't know. Did you pay attention to our fantasy league at all this weekend?
Not ours. I don't have much reason, but what's going on in your matchup?
Everyone's favorite albino guest of ours, Sean Olston, is taking me out to the woodshed, if you know what I mean.
Is there
He's
any
not
chance?
Even really. I still have players left, and I'm pretty sure ESPN's just going to say 0%. I've had some poor results this week from some of my guys. Let's see. Mari Cooper had 2. Packers defense had -1. Cordell Patterson had 5. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 9. Dak had 10. So
Damn.
Not great. Cam Newton had 27 on the bench. Not that it mattered.
27. Didn't they only score like 13 points?
I don't know, but everything on Twitter said he stinks. So it's probably like, well, it's interesting because like every time I look at like Taysom Hill, he has like 27, 30 fantasy points and he blows. So It must be like goal line rushing touchdowns and stuff. But anyway, I think I put in the notes like COVID protocol deja vu to last year. Like I just said, Raiders and Browns are playing tonight. Depending on when you're listening to this, we're recording on a Monday at 7:30 p.m. And there's 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah.
Two. That never happened last year. There's 2 Tuesday games, both at the same time, which is weird too. They're both at 7.
So an NFL staple, the Tuesday doubleheader, Super Tuesday.
Big Boy Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And the Rams, and I forget who else is playing. I wonder if they call like Scott Hansen at home, like to come in and just do a double box for a few hours.
Yeah, he could easily do that, like with one hand tied behind his back.
Did he work from home last year, or did he go to the same studio?
It was all in the studio.
Okay, good for him.
Yeah, he's He didn't skip work. He didn't take shortcuts, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure. That's for goddamn sure.
Dude, remember how energetic he was really quick? Remember how
Yeah.
we felt after that conversation with him?
Oh yeah. I wish
I
I'd
wanted
start
to
like
apply
every
for
day
like
by
20
talking to
jobs
him.
after.
I wanted to, I was ready to go. I
For
think he
anyone
like
who-
just got out of the gym. He had like his gym towel like over his shoulder, like chugging like some sort of, I assume, extremely healthy drink. I don't know.
Anyone who hasn't seen that or listened to it should definitely listen to it, because you'll see what we're talking about. Like the highest energy guy that I think that we've spoken to.
Yes.
Outside of
Bob Ryan.
Yeah.
Leahy, who's just miserable as usual anytime he comes on. Yeah. What were your takes on the COVID stuff this weekend?
I'm very close to just muting the words COVID protocol, anything of that nature on Twitter, because at this point, obviously they should just pause the season, all the seasons, to be honest. But I didn't even know that hockey was doing that until I heard it on Felger and Maz. But they're the only ones apparently smart enough to do it. And the NFL and the NBA are just
they are doing that?
Yeah, Bruins don't play until after Christmas. But apparently the other two leagues are like, we don't care if we have to put fucking retired players out there. You're gonna play.
Oh, the teams are playing. The players, that's for you. That's your problem. But
You
these
guys
games are going to
out.
air on cable television.
Yes.
And we're selling the rights to the commercial breaks, whether you're coming or not.
Catch us at 8/7 Central. We don't know who the fuck's going to be on the TV screen, but we'll be there.
Like on that little ESPN thing, like in the ticker when they're the preview, it's just like two like black silhouettes, like filling two like question mark silhouettes. I don't know. Christmas is looking tough. There might be some guys out for Christmas.
Oh yeah, I don't know who the fuck's going to headline those matches. I've seen some funny tweets from shout out Nick's Tape Kyle. Guy, a man smart enough to follow the show and us, but seen some funny ass tweets about like, I don't know, this is going to be the Reggie Jackson versus fucking Dennis Smith Jr. matchup.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Imagine if they, like you said, the ticker, if they just said like questionable team.
Maybe, yeah.
Doubtful.
Full team is questionable.
The Celtics.
Game being good is highly doubtful. Questionable team to show up. Probably going to blow are the outlook for tonight. I'm trying to think. Celtics was what, like Grant Williams, Schroeder for a little bit. Who else? Horford. What's his name? Jason Richardson was on it, played, and then back on it. So that's good.
That.
I don't know. That one slipped through the cracks. That's happening. And I think he had a really good game too. I think he had like 27 points, and then tested positive again. They sent him one of those random drug test screenings, and while he was there, tested him for COVID.
Yeah, actually, this performance was far too good for any Celtics player this season.
Far too positive to be negative on that performance. His on-court was far too positive for his COVID test to be negative.
Your on-court play was
we'll see
sick,
in the morning.
And therefore you must be as well.
You must be on your deathbed. Yeah. So thanks. Thank you, Josh. Funny side note. I saw this one like trickle through. I forget. I think he might have just got cut, but Daniel House, I think he got cut or something. But that just reminded me he was the guy who got busted with the nurse in the bubble last year or 2 years ago. You remember that story?
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Massage
if he's listening. Yeah, and you have more. No, it was the nurse who did his COVID test in the hotel room.
Dude, that's so good.
These guys are getting tested every day. So
you
again,
gotta
if he's
respect
listening, if he has free time, just grind, hustle. But open invite if you or that nurse who administered the test want to come on and I don't know, do a test live on the air. We should test each other on Zoom over the air.
Remember the other guy who got in trouble because he was trying to pick up like delivery food from just outside the border of the bubble?
Yep, I do.
Went outside to go pick up like, I don't know, fucking chicken.
I think it was Lou Williams. He got Chick-fil-A.
No.
Maybe it wasn't Lou Williams. That's too obvious. It was
someone on the Kings,
Harold?
I want to say.
Oh, okay. Were the Kings in the bubble?
Or
was it someone on the Kings? Who snuck his way in.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, he
It was like
literally
Harry Giles or someone completely random, but I could be wrong.
maybe. Yeah, he ordered like Postmates and I guess forgot to put in the special instructions. By the way, I legally can't come pick up this food.
Yeah.
I am
Can we
kinda
do contactless delivery?
NBA player, I don't know how to Google this, who got caught ordering food in the bubble. I thought it was Luke Williams, but again, I think that's just Rashawn Holmes.
Oh, okay.
What team was this dude on? Yeah, I'm already over this.
My apologies to Sean Conrad once again. Accidental King slander if he
Oh,
was.
my bad. Yeah, Sacramento Kings.
I can't picture them in the bubble, though.
They must have been like the 10 seed. No. It was the 1 through 8. Yeah, I do remember the kid. They were a fringe team that year. I remember that.
Yeah, imagine if he did write contactless delivery. They just left it on the other side of town.
Yeah. Yep.
You didn't say where, Rashawn.
Yeah. I will say this. That is definitely one of my favorite like silver linings of the pandemic is like normalizing contactless delivery. Like normalizing decide you have no interaction with your delivery person.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. It's great.
Yep.
Like, just drop it off. We both get on with our lives and then go from there. So what else? Yeah, the stuff this weekend was weird. And then today, like a bunch of other guys came out today. I think Schefter said like 40 something people were put on the list today who all played yesterday. So I don't know. What do you think of that Patriots game on Saturday night? You watch it? Pats Colts.
Frustrating.
I'm so frustrating.
Very, very
reminded me a little bit of week 1. Doesn't week 1 seem like so long ago when they played the Dolphins? Similar to that game, like I think they should have won the game, and then just a couple plays make or break, make the difference in the game. I did write down N'Keal Harry had a pretty nice catch late in that game. I couldn't believe when I saw number 1 on that jersey and he came down with the ball. I can't believe he was targeted. And I also can't believe that was like 3rd and long, right? That was a big catch, huge catch.
Great throw. And
honest to God,
definitely the best catch of the season by a wide receiver on the Pats.
I was going to say easily the best catch of his career, probably the best play of his career. Again, it's not saying much, but I'm surprised he didn't have like an Instagram movie, a Warner Brothers produced movie about it.
The Washed King, the Washed Keel.
I bet if they won, he might have done something. Hashtag difference maker. Hashtag contract year.
He comes out.
Hashtag contract free delivery. Contract free negotiation.
He comes out with a video like the TB12, like Monday Victory Monday videos.
Oh.
All right, guys.
Proud of my guys.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Those are so funny. He doesn't do those after a loss, I assume.
I don't think so.
I didn't see one today.
I'd like to see one. If he does, I'm sure he'll make a reference to like the sideline thing that's been going around today, or the tablet throwing thing.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you mentioned that. I meant to bring this up with Justin. I was thinking about just talking about like like stuff like that in the NFL, if that was like normalized in like normal people like working life. Like if I just got frustrated at work one day and just took my laptop and smashed it like against the wall and then just like snapped to my boss to like get me a replacement one.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah. Could have closed that one. Fuck. I would bet like I don't want you to forget your thought, but like I feel like that happens at least once every couple weeks. The quarterback gets mad and just smashes like a probably multiple $100 Microsoft Surface.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's those old like play sheets, which I never understood because I think some teams still do it. I know the Patriots do it. You'll see McDaniel sit down with Mac and have like literally printed out paper of like screenshots of like the drive. Like there has to be a more efficient way to do this. I don't know why you would still do that unless there's some sort of advantage to it that you can't capture on the surface. But that just looks so strange to me.
Imagine that's what's inside the blue tent, just like a printer. a printer, a copy machine, a bunch of office supplies.
They have to call a timeout because they have to replace the ink. You see Ernie Adams like come up to Bill's ear and say, "We need a replacement cartridge." Or there's a paper. They have to call a timeout because there's a paper jam. They have like a bunch of interns in the back just trying to fix it.
Steve Belichick's fixing the Wi-Fi.
That looks like a Wi-Fi outage, Jim. They're gonna have to get the whole crew on this one. Oh man. But I'm sorry, what were you saying? What were you saying?
Well, you just like extrapolating football to real life. I had a similar thought earlier today about like instead of giving a guy a like a flag or I don't know, like a technical foul in basketball, you just have him arrested on the court.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so similar to what I think you brought this up a while ago. Like why and this might be a good transition to some of the Urban Meyer stuff I wanted to hit on. Like, what's stopping a player from just like kicking a ref's ass or like kicking a coach's ass? I swear, dude, I saw one the other day. What was like one of the marquee games? What was Saturday? Oh, Celtics Warriors. I think it was Draymond. Maybe. Like, maybe it was a Laker game. I don't know. Like, it just looked like that a player was like on the verge of kicking a ref's ass. And like, what's really stopping you? To your point, from getting in trouble. But yeah, I've always been curious. Like, if there's a hit, there has to be like a play or like a dirty hit that has to cross the line between like the worst type of legal penalty, football penalty, and like the criminal punishment if this was just like out on the street. You know what I mean? Like a Lawrence Taylor, like full speed, helmet to helmet. Like you should have to go to court. Like you should at least go to court and have a hearing. It's going to take someone to die, probably. I'm trying to think. Like, there hasn't been anyone seriously paralyzed, has there, in an NFL game from a hit? Oh, the guy in the Steelers. I don't think that was a hit, though. Ryan Shazier, remember?
Yeah, it would have to be something like intentionally malicious.
Right.
Like Cortland Finnegan versus Andre Johnson.
Seriously, like they're taking their helmets off and they're agreeing to a fight outside of the whistle. That should be treated like a fight.
Hockey would have arrests like every game.
Hockey's I'm never going to stay at hockey. That like, I guess we'll have to have a hockey person on, but that's actually a better example. Like how far could this fight go before it exceeds like, what we allow for fight, which is a crazy thing. You just allow fighting.
Dude, even some of the like the really dirty plays in hockey that have gotten people crazy injured. Like a skate to the neck, or I'm trying to think. What was
that's attempted murder?
Yeah,
a skate to the neck. That's like Freddy Krueger.
What the fuck was it? Marty McSorley. Remember, like growing up, I can't remember what the exact play was. I think he basically hit someone from behind, but whatever it ended up being, like fucked up the other guy's neck really bad. But
was it the goalie?
I don't know what the fuck the line, where you draw the line.
Was it a goalie?
No, I don't think so.
I remember an old play, a goalie took a blade to the neck and was like projectile bleeding.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's a great name, Marty McSorley. I've never heard of that person.
I
never heard of him.
This is in the heyday, not to get like sidetracked, but remember just like before social media when you would watch ESPN and you would just see the same stories for like 6 hours before. Like, I don't know, either growing up and watching it during the summer or something, just because you're bored. And same commentator, same story. But I could have sworn this story. Hold on. Marty McSorley.
McSorley. That's not a real name. It is a great name.
Here it is. Assault conviction.
Oh, from the hockey play?
Yeah. In a game between the Bruins and the Canucks, McSorley swung his stick and hit Donald Brashear in the head with 4.5 seconds left in the game. Brashear fell backwards and hit his head hard on the ice, losing consciousness and suffering a grade 3 concussion. McSorley was charged with assault and suspended by the NHL for the remainder of the season, which was 23 games. And then he was found guilty of assault with a weapon.
Yep.
He was sentenced to 18 months probation.
Mm-hmm.
And after his conviction, the NHL suspended him for an additional full year. Damn.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I would say Malice in the Palace is probably a good example too. But I don't think there was any. Was there any like off the court, like civil or like criminal lawsuits with that stuff?
I honestly can't remember. I thought that they said that they were like on the verge of that.
Yeah, same. But again, like, why not? Like, it's clearly not a basketball thing at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I assume if I would face legal repercussions if I was like charging at someone and throwing, for the players or the fans, like throwing alcohol and throwing stuff at someone. I guess we could test it out and see what happens. But that was interesting. That was interesting. Oh, and actually, what kind of blows also about the Patriots loss, I know you mentioned something about football analytics too, is that the Chiefs could have easily lost on Thursday night as well. If normal football just happened, but it didn't.
That's incredible.
And I know it is incredible. I know the guys on Felger and Maz kind of went into it quite a bit, which is pretty good. But I remember I watched the game, most of the game, probably like at least the first 3 quarters of the game. I didn't realize they were going for it that often. The first one was like, whatever. There was one where they went at the end of the half, which was kind of stupid. But yeah, eventually, I think they left at least like 3 or 4 field goals on the board. And they lost by 6. So, we'll have our intern do the math while we're talking it out. But that could have resulted in a win over the Chiefs.
Some would say a regulation win.
In regulation, nonetheless. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right on that one. So that kind of stinks because at this point, I don't know about you. I'll be honest. I am getting a little nervous. I think it makes this Buffalo game ginormous next week. Because if they lose that game and the Chiefs win, even if the Chiefs don't win at this point, they can ride out the tiebreaker. It's could be tough. Thank God we have the Jaguars and Dolphins, right? Dolphins is not a gimme either.
Yeah. The Chiefs are, let's see. The Chiefs have Pittsburgh at home this weekend, and then I think they're at Denver, at Cincy, or at Cincy at Denver. So they have
at Denver's tough.
I could see them losing a game. Like it's not out of the question as good as they're playing. But right. I also saw Travis Kelce as one of the COVID protocols today.
Saw that too.
He's also vaccinated apparently, so he might not miss this weekend.
Dude, that's the craziest part. Like, if you're not back, like I saw the one today, Joey Bosa is on the whatever COVID list. He's out for Sunday. So if you're not vaccinated, you get on the list on a Monday, you're going to miss a game in a week. That's crazy. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But also like the Bosa brothers, I'm not surprised. And what was I going to say? Yeah. So KC has a 1-game lead for the season on out. So they have to leapfrog them. That blows. Plus the Titans are back to 9-5. Titans have the same record. Bengals are the 4 seed right now, which is kind of crazy. Indy's right there. Chargers, Bills.
Yeah, we got lucky with the Titans and the Ravens losing yesterday.
Good point. Who did the Titans lose to?
Steelers. I don't fucking know how.
Kidding me. What'd you do for Texans Jags? Did you go out or did you rent like a suite? Anything cool?
I had my entire complex over to my place.
Sick.
We swam at halftime and then watched the game otherwise.
Not being sarcastic, like there's no reason for that game to be played.
No.
That couldn't be less of like a important game in the grand scheme of things.
Oh yeah, I'd be pissed if I was on either one of those teams.
I'd be pissed if I won that game. So at this point, you're just trying to get a better draft pick.
Yeah.
So
I'd be like, let me stay at home. I'd like to watch the other teams if you don't mind. I do not want to play.
I heard this the other day. Would you, I guess this was before this week, but I don't think this week really made a difference. Would you trade Mac Jones for Trevor Lawrence right now? Like you got the other player right now.
Yeah.
So you'd feel confident like Trevor Lawrence coming into this offense today and like doing well the rest of the season.
Oh, I see him.
And you'd obviously like you'd still get him. You'd like he comes to the building like today and just plays on out. Obviously, you get him for the rest of his career, but also like you have to get him right this season.
I think he'd be porked coming in with like only a few games to try out to figure out the offense. So no, when you put it that way.
I don't think I would either. Like, I'm not ready to say Mac is better, but like Trevor Lawrence has also stunk. But I think now it's clear. I think his environment might have something to do with it. That's got to be the worst environment. That might be the worst environment in pro sports.
Yeah.
2021 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dude, you get even their mascot is trying to commit suicide half the time.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Dude, that's the most dangerous job in sports, I'm pretty sure.
What does he do? Just like leap from the sky?
From like the top row.
Yeah.
He basically bungee jumps. And I don't remember if it was him or another mascot, but one time he passed out midair.
That's got to be a pretty miserable job. The mascot for the Jaguars, like, working like early September game in Jacksonville. It's like 95 and humid and a full costume at 40% capacity.
Mm-hmm.
With like, I think it's got to arguably be the worst franchise in sports right now. I'm trying to think. Like definitely the worst, like most toxic environment.
Yeah.
Like the team's bad. They don't have any good players. Coach obviously is a nightmare. They don't have any fans. Florida's a hellhole. Their uniforms stink. They got to go to London every year.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of a close second because I think
like that's not good. Cleveland's in a way better spot. Cincy's obviously in a better spot. Even like the Jets, I think there's still something to the name the Jets. You know what I mean? Like also they're in New York.
It's always football.
Texans
like
maybe is a close second. Texans are probably a close second. Not even a close, but they're second. Yep. And that was the marquee matchup on this past Sunday. Texans have the sexual assault allegations. That's not great.
Was there a winner of the game? Did they award a winner?
Texans had more points.
Okay.
They count as a win or not?
I guess you have to count it.
They outscored them. I'm trying to think across the other sports. Like, who would be that in basketball? Maybe the Cavs before they kind of turned it around a little bit. Oh, Pelicans. Maybe the Pelicans.
I'd say Pelicans and Kings.
Yeah. Outside of like the marquee name, maybe the Knicks too.
Yeah.
But like I said, they still have the Garden. They have the name. They have the, I don't know, Spike Lee. But that's a pretty toxic environment. Oh, Washington football team maybe too, with some of the Dan Snyder stuff. Maybe the Raiders actually. Raiders haven't had a great PR year. I'd put the Raiders maybe above the Texans as far as toxicity, but they're actually pretty good. Like, they have a decent team.
Fucking somehow. I don't even know who's coaching that team.
I don't either. I don't know. Herm Edwards. I don't know who's coaching there. John Madden.
Deion
Sanders. Oh, man. That was a pretty interesting story, the Deion thing. I didn't really think too much about it till I actually stopped to think about it. The fact that he also still works for Barstool is very strange.
Has a weekly podcast.
I didn't know that was a real thing. Yeah. I didn't know you could that seems like a strange work-life balance.
Mm-hmm. I don't really understand it either because that there's, regardless of like what side we're on or whatever, that there's plenty of people who want to commend him for doing the HBCU thing and getting legit players there, but then being like, fuck, he's also associated with Barstool.
I know.
And I've seen plenty of that already. It's pretty fun.
Oh, I have too. And I guess I understand it.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing what takes precedent. Like imagine like Dave Portnoy arguing with the, I don't know, athletic director at Jackson State because they need Deion to do I don't know, a flash sale merchandise pizza review or something in the middle of his game.
The Black Friday.
I'm wondering
telethon.
if each helps the others. I don't think how can I word this appropriately? I don't think many players are going to that HBCU, and like the Barstool affiliation is helping the case. And other way around, I guess, isn't as a big of a deal. But yeah, that was pretty weird because I knew he was part of Barstool, but I assume he left Barstool when he took that head coaching job. And then still waiting for that to happen. So I guess he has.
The funniest thing is if you follow Dana B, like every time that there's a Jackson State game, he's right next to Dion. Locker room. I saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw a video from Dion pregame this weekend, and I was like, "Oh, he came in on some sort of a scooter and then like got up off it because he's got an injured foot, and it was like trying to rally the troops." And then I saw like to his left and right were the two guys from $1 Million Worth of Game, Gilly the Kid, and Wallow.
Well, I think the other thing that can allow him to do that is he's winning.
Yeah. And
he's recruiting good players. Like that's unheard of. I didn't realize how good that kid was. I think he was like the number 2 ESPN recruit overall. That's unheard of. That's insane.
I don't understand because like is Jackson State, they're Division 1, right? They got to be to have the best.
Yeah, they have to be. They have to.
Okay.
Be. Yeah.
So Division 1,
I don't think they're playing like UNH and like JMU.
They're obviously never going to play the biggest, SEC whatever team. So I wonder if it would impact his like draft
probably
or status at all.
Maybe. Again, I don't. Neither of us really follow college or high school football as much as others do, but he might be one of those, kids who's just good enough to get drafted. Like there are people who missed, like what's his name? Trey Lance, I don't think played last year, probably because of COVID, but he was drafted 3rd overall. And I haven't heard his name at all this year.
Yeah.
It's crazy that quarterback class breakdown, like how far ahead Mac is of everyone. Like obviously it's not even close at this point. Long term, we'll see. But this year, I didn't think it was going to go like this. I thought he'd play well because he's in probably the best environment, but half the guys, I haven't heard Trey Lance. I know he's not playing. Justin Fields is kind of falling off. Zach Wilson is terrible. And then Trevor Lawrence is just trying to survive being employed by the Jaguars. But did you have any major takeaways from the Urban Meyer news? Or any final, takeaways from the Urban Meyer era in Jacksonville?
Besides looking for his endorsements on LinkedIn, which I should be getting any day now. I thought he did a hell of a job, a standout really job. I don't know why he was fired. No, I only have one question, which was, again, I certainly don't follow college football much, but like, does that mean he was never a good coach, or did he always just like coach at places where his players were good enough where like,
right.
I don't know. I
know what you mean.
It blows my mind that he would be not only like such a distraction, but it seems like he's completely incompetent. Most people are at least smart enough to like try to do the job, I guess.
Yeah. Basically the talent he had at Jacksonville is the worst talent he's ever had.
Yeah,
like, obviously. So I've heard other people say he's a very good college coach, but I think every time this happens, it just highlights how different the two are. He's an elite recruiter, to your point, in college because he gets elite talent every year, but also like, no shit, you coach at Ohio State, in Florida. Like they're going there anyway. Like I could be the coach there, and some kids are still going to go to Ohio State. The more it's like all the non-football stuff. Like I didn't expect them to go, 13-4 just because they stink. But like you just can't do the things he was doing. Like you just can't do those things. I don't really understand what the argument is. You can't. I think his first major move to quote unquote win the locker room was he signed Tim Tebow as a tight end. It's like it's all downhill from there. Like Dan Bolio, close your ears, but like that was a terrible decision from the get-go. And then as soon like all this stuff comes out, I just forget about things that have happened. Like he brought in like that coach who I think the week before was under fire for like racist comments or something like that. He signed him in a heartbeat, then cut him. There was the The kicking of the kicker was a great story. Getting a little handsy at the bar was a good one.
Damn near turned into a ventriloquist act.
Yeah,
if you watch the video.
Sure did. The funniest part of that story is I forgot that was a bar that he owned, I'm pretty sure. And I think they highlighted there was like murals and pictures of like him and his family like along the walls, which is pretty funny and pretty sick. Like if you're like literally staring at those.
Imagine like stuff. Every item on the menu is just like named after his kids or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have 6 little of the Sally's, urban wings.
Yeah, little Sally's daddy's little girl chocolate sundae. I love my wife buffalo wings. Yeah, tough luck. But some of those stories that came out in the article were good. Just him like just completely like treating his assistants like garbage is pretty funny. That's not a great work environment. I forget the story with Marvin Jones. I think he just like called Marvin Jones I don't know, like douchebag or something.
It makes me wonder, like, how much did he get away with at his previous jobs that we don't know? Because number one, he was in college, which is even more corrupt than the NFL. Number two, he was on good teams or good schools, so they were like, "Fuck it, we'll cover it up." So I don't know what his intention was by coming to Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's tough. What was I gonna say? I think if anything, it proved. I think to me, like, I think he wanted to get fired.
Yeah,
I think he leaked half these stories. The kicker one was probably like, you know what, like I'm at the end of my wits here. Like maybe this will help get this out there, and that I think that was the final nail in the coffin. But that's actually the other thing that made me think. Going back to like the workplace kind of thing. I don't think it's pretty clear he wasn't solely fired because he kicked the kicker. Like I said, I think that was like the final nail in the coffin of all this stuff. But it makes me think, like, what is the actual punishment for that single act? My boss can't come up to me and like kick me in the leg. I wouldn't think.
Much as he or she may want to.
For sure. But there has to be an isolated punishment for that. Can we take a quick pause? My dog.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. All right. Sorry, I had to step away for a quick minute. Back. But yeah, the Urban Meyer stuff is hilarious. That was a great, like, all the stories that came out were so good. And like Felger and Maz did a good job of like wrapping that up too last week.
There's also there's no like subtle place to kick a person if you think about it.
Nope. I'd go right for like the upper hamstring or like you might as well just kick them right in the butt. Like that's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. Damn, imagine being kicked in the head. I know that didn't happen, but
like that'd be impressive. Style. Yeah. Just getting roundhouse kicked in the helmet.
I'm trying to think of like how would that even be possible in an office setting? You're like leaning down to plug something in, you just get fucking clapped in the forehead.
Curb stomped. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll wrap up soon. Didn't have much time to get into much Christmas stuff, which is fine. I don't think anyone needs to hear us talk about how they should or shouldn't spend the holidays. Do you have any big plans?
I don't. Just going home for a couple of days. What about you?
The usual. Probably do some gifts with my family. Go see some family. Eat a cookie or two. I don't know.
Catching a few shows. A couple Broadway shows.
Boston Pops. Yeah, maybe. Go see the Nutcracker. You ever been to like a play?
One.
Like a theater play? That's cool. Hamilton?
No. Beauty and the Beast. It was actually very cool on Broadway.
Like in New York?
Mm-hmm. It was for like a school trip, which so you guys in your school had an auditorium, right?
Yes.
So did you have to like watch plays frequently in elementary school and like junior high?
Yeah, here and there.
Shame.
Sometimes. We also had to like do the plays.
Oh, yeah, that too.
But all right. Yeah, I gotta log off. But what was I gonna say? Any closing thoughts from you before we let people enjoy their holiday?
I agree with you that I am definitely a little concerned about the Patriots.
Yeah,
Long term, like in terms of Mac Jones, I thought he showed like a lot of fight in the second half, which is cool. It's a good thing.
Promising.
But it was so fucking frustrating how many stupid mistakes there were. So I hope we don't see any more like highly penalized games. That was fun.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. On that note, let's get out of here. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good holiday, buddy. If I don't talk to you, which I'm sure I will.
You as well.
All right. See you guys. Peace.
Peace.